Join us as we explore Genoa and answer for ourselves. Is this Italy's most underrated city? When we were researching our cruise ports, we had a pretty good idea of what we wanted to do at each stop, but Genoa was the only one where we didn't have a plan. Most of the excursions offered by the cruise line were day trips to Portofino, Milan, or Cinque Terre. Since we didn't want to spend the entire day on a tour bus traveling to other cities, our plan was this, to simply not have one. We started our morning by taking a taxi from the port to Piazza De Ferrari, located in the city's main square. The plaza features a magnificent fountain and is situated between the historical and modern center of the city. After taking a few moments to take pictures and splash each other, we started to stroll down via XX Settembre. Featuring covered sidewalks full of architectural cues, this avenue is one of the primary shopping districts of Genoa. It wasn't long before we saw something we hadn't seen since we left Barcelona, a McDonald's. We made a quick stop so the little guy didn't go through nugget withdrawals, and we set out again. The first stop we came across that looked interesting was Chiesa di Santi Ambrogio e Andrea. Probably butchered that. This unassuming church had a tour that was just getting ready to enter. Not knowing what this church was, we decided to tag along, and we were glad we did. The inside features some of the most fantastic artwork and paintings we have ever seen. The church dates back to 1552 and features numerous paintings by Dutch painter Peter Paul Rubens. Entry is free with donations accepted.
So lucky I met you. Spent my whole life waiting for someone like you, baby. And all these broken roses led to you.
We could have easily spent hours inside, but as we were only in Genoa for the day, we were soon on to our next find. Our next stop was Cattedrale di San Lorenzo, a few blocks away. This cathedral was consecrated in 1118 and is unmistakable due to its black and white marble and slate facade. This cathedral survived bombing by the British Navy during World War II and was even a recipient of a direct hit, but the shell failed to explode and is now on display in the church.
So lucky I met you.
Beneath the church is a treasure museum which is filled with various religious artwork and artifacts, but none more intriguing than the Sacro Catino. This emerald-colored dish is believed by many to be the true Holy Grail, the dish used by Jesus Christ during the Last Supper. After visiting the museum, visitors can climb the lower tower and take in views of Genoa and the square below. Entering to the church is free, but the museum and tower have separate admission fees. Our next stop was to hit up a gelato stand for our first taste of gelato since arriving in Italy. From here, we just started walking through the Old Town section down the narrow alleyways, taking in the sights, sounds, and smells of the local neighborhood. We found our way back to Doge's Palace. This former residence has been converted to the main cultural center of the city and features various rotating art exhibitions. We chose to see the exhibit currently on display for Van Gogh. It includes a short film about his life and his time spent at the asylum. While A Starry Night might be the most well-known of his works from his years spent at the asylum, Evening Landscape with Rising Moon is another painting from this time that is no less impressive. Being able to view it from mere inches away in an empty room is something I don't think would have been possible at any other museum. Now it was time to taste Genoa's most famous food export, and that is pesto. We found a focaccia bar and got a nice warm slice to go. It was getting later in the afternoon, and we decided it was time to head back to port. Even though it was hot and sunny out, we decided to forego the taxi and walk back. It was about a mile and a half through more narrow alleyways and neighborhoods. Genoa was a fantastic stop, and we agree. It is one of Italy's most underrated cities. If your cruise ship stops here, don't overlook what it has to offer.